When I pushed open the door to the villa, Jameson was feeding alcohol to a woman mouth to mouth. The crowd around them was lively, encouraging them on with cheers. They had a French kiss, looking passionate. From the crowd came a teasing shout, "Jameson, is your bed still holding up?" Jameson playfully kicked the man with a knowing grin. The man laughed slyly, "Then tell me, how does this young model compare to Sylvia?" Jameson scoffed dismissively, "Sylvia? She's nothing special. She's boring." The people around him exchanged meaningful looks. Someone chimed in, "Jameson, when you were chasing her, you caused a stir in Lysandria City. How is she boring? Tell us, man." Jameson narrowed his eyes, smirking with a mischievous tilt to his lips. "Want to know? You could try her for yourself." I felt the noise around me fade, and Jameson's words pierced my ears like a knife. I stood frozen. At that moment, I felt as if the ground beneath my feet had disappeared. In the chaos, someone glanced at me and immediately called out in panic, "Sylvia." The person's face turned pale when they saw me. The one who spoke before rushed to explain, "Sorry, Sylvia, I've had too much to drink. I'm just talking nonsense." However, Jameson remained unfazed. He held the young model in his arms, took a drag from his cigarette, and slowly exhaled a cloud of smoke towards me. "What is it?" The haze around his face blurred his features, making him seem distant and unfamiliar. I clenched my fists, but my expression remained calm. "Jameson, do you still want to get married?" He was here, drunk and living it up with another woman, on the eve of our wedding. It was hardly believable that the man who had pursued me for 7 years could do such a thing to me. Jameson laughed. "Do you think it's up to you or me whether we get married?" He knew very well that our families were closely tied in business, our interests already inseparable. That was why he acted so brazenly. He believed he could control me. But I remembered that Jameson had once said, "Sylvia, our love has nothing to do with anything else. No matter what happens, my feelings for you will never change." He had won me over, but after just 6 months, he had completely changed. "Now," he said to me, "Sylvia, stop acting so high and mighty in front of me." It was interesting at first, but now, it's just annoying. A wave of bitterness surged through me. The man before me now felt like a stranger, someone utterly repulsive. I sighed deeply and said softly, "I understand." Jameson, seeing that I hadn't exploded in anger, became even more brazen. He kissed the model in his arms fiercely and, with a smug grin, looked at me. "That's more like it. You should know that even though we will get married, I'm still free. I was just testing our new bed, no big deal." The room of people stared at me with a mix of schadenfreude and sympathy. I managed a bitter smile and looked at him coldly. "I'll cancel the wedding tomorrow. I no longer want to be your wife." My tone was calm, but Jameson's face turned to one of shock. He released the model from his embrace, furrowing his brow. "Sylvia, what's gotten into you?" Without a word, I turned and walked away. Someone reached out to stop me. "Sylvia, let's talk this through. You shouldn't say something out of anger. What if Jameson takes your words seriously?" I spun around and slapped him, then turned to Jameson. "Keep your people in line. Don't make them think they can speak for you in everything. Are you going to do what you always do, make a mistake and crawl back to beg for forgiveness?" Jameson glared at me, crushing his cigarette underfoot. His face darkened as if covered by a layer of frost. "Tell her to get lost. I want to see how long she can keep up this act." The person who had tried to stop me quickly withdrew his hand after hearing Jameson's command. With a mocking smile, I took off my ring and threw it aside. After sending messages to both families' elders, I posted a cancellation notice about the wedding on Twitter. Then, I turned off my phone. 9 hours later, I arrived at Veridiania's airport. My college junior, Ellen Gray, was